What do we go to this? When we go to those who want to testify, for those in support, those who are in opposition, those who are neutral, agnostic. So we're going to take those who are in support first. I'm going to say we're going to take those who are in support of the nominees, both Mr. Picker and Ms. Randolph, or either Mr. Picker or Ms. Randolph. Those in support.
Mr. Chairman and member Scott Wetch on behalf of the State Association of Electrical Workers and the California Coalition of Utility Employees. My two organizations are probably two of the most active interveners at the PUC. Probably few organizations here spend as much time and resources advocating and intervening at the PUC. We strongly support both of these commissioners' confirmation. In our view, the idea of pushing these forward, pushing these off to allow for more evaluation is sort of ridiculous, because both of these people are probably two of the most known quantities to come before you for confirmation. They both have decades of experience in this building and in this town. There's nobody who doesn't know the values and the process that they use to make decisions. And so based on that, we would strongly, strongly support their confirmation. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members, Duncan McFetters representing LIFT and the American Wind Energy Association, in strong support of confirmation from Mr. Picker and Ms. Randolph. We appreciate their leadership on issues that are important to my clients, and we wholeheartedly and strongly support their confirmation. Thank you.
Julia Levin with the Bioenergy Association of California. We too strongly support both confirmations. I would just ask the committee as well as the commissioners to focus not just on the importance of holding the utilities at arm's length, as regulated monopolies need to be, but coming closer to other state agencies and the legislature, which is equally a challenge for the PUC at this point. It's critical that there is more interagency coordination, and I understand President Picker and Ms. Randolph understand that. I've worked closely with both of them in various capacities, and I think that they will help the PUC to coordinate better with this body as well as other state agencies to achieve the state's goals. So we strongly support both confirmations. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, member Cesar Diaz on behalf of the State Building and Construction Trades Council. We have 400,000 members, California, building California's infrastructure, including the power plants, and rely heavily on the decisions of the PUC. Understand that we're very supportive of both candidates, and moving forward today, the issues that they're faced with impact, as was mentioned before, the entire economy and every single citizen in California, and that we do support these individuals to be at the helm of the PUC, making the important decisions that our state faces today. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members, Don Gilbert representing the Independent Energy Producers Association, IEP. We support confirmation of both Commissioner Randolph and President Picker. With regard to President Picker in particular, we think that he has really helped bring a lot of stability and improvement to the CPUC, and want him to have the opportunity to finish that job. Thank you.
Alexandra Worker with Communication Workers of America. We also support the confirmation of both commissioners, but with one caveat. Telecommunications consumers and workers are kind of the stepchild of the CPUC. People forget. They think everybody's going wireless, nobody needs to pay attention. I want you to note that during these fires in Northern California, our techs have to go up those crappy poles that are disintegrated and falling apart. And they do have the right under GO 95 to refuse doing that work. But will a technician actually do that without worrying whether they're going to get disciplined for not doing their job? Are we waiting for a liability? For one human life is all we need to lose, or to get hurt, or somebody to lose their limbs on something like that. That should be of great importance as everything else. After coming back from the hearings of Frontier and Verizon, we heard from so many consumers, the rooms were packed, of all the deteriorating infrastructure. All you need to do is go to our techs. You don't have to wait till we hire all these engineers. Go with our techs. They will tell you they're not allowed to fix the infrastructure. They fix one wire, they're not allowed to fix the other wires that'll mess up the other customers because they'll get in trouble. It's wrong. We have pictures of dead carcass in front of a bee box that our guys have to go over these dead carcasses to try to fix one wire and not fix the whole bee box. There are many, many stories, but we don't hear enough of that in the telecom industry. And I know we're energy focused, but please, and I know next week you have a vote. I think it's your decision versus Florio and Sandoval.
Thank you much, Ms. Rucker. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Kevin, I want you to
Appreciate it.
be sure that
Thank you
that
much.
is
Thank you
that is
much.
adhered to.
Thank you much,
That
Ms.
we make
Rucker.
sure that we look at all of that. Thank you so
Ms. Rucker.
much.
Thank you much. Thank you.
We'll talk later.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, members, Will Gonzalez here on behalf of a few clients, Uber Technologies, California Solar Energy Industry Association, the Union of Concerned Scientists, and EDF Renewables, all in strong support of confirmation for both commissioners. All these clients have very complex issues and feel very comfortable with these commissioners at the helm. Thank you.
Next witness.
Matt Klopfenstein with Pacificor and Berkshire Hathaway Energy. We're strongly supportive of the confirmation of both Commissioner Picker and Commissioner Randolph. We've had the pleasure of working with them over the last several years, and we've seen them show great thoughtfulness and leadership just in the last year or 9 months or so, serving at the CPUC, and we hope that you will confirm them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Diane Feldman, Vice President of Regulatory and Governmental Affairs for NRG Energy, West Region, on behalf of our conventional gas business, our renewable business, our electrical vehicle business, and our preferred resources business. All of these are something that is being addressed by the PUC, and we really appreciate both President Picker and Commissioner Randolph's commitment to making the process work, because with a good process, investment will flow to California and the public will have a chance to be heard. So we strongly support both candidates. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Audra Hartman. I'm here on behalf of Eagle Crest Energy and Iberdrola Renewables, and really here to support both commissioners and ask for their confirmation. Commissioner Picker has been a leader on renewable energy, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Yolanda Benson, representing Calpine Corporation, providing one of the independent energy producers in California, providing natural gas as well as large geothermal renewables to California. We are in support of President Picker as to be appointed, and Commissioner Randolph. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Kelly Boyd on behalf of KB8 Consulting and Greenleaf Power. We do at KB8 smart grid modernization and technology integration, which is going to be critical going forward to have the PUC very active and very nimble to be able to handle those areas. Also have many years work experience with President Picker. I think there's probably no one in the state with more integrity, intelligence, and pragmatism to be able to move this commission forward. As a 15-year employee of the PUC, most of that, 12 years, in the ratepayer advocate, lost a lot of cases. Would be happy to go back and work there with these commissioners, Commissioner Randolph as well. I think they're going to do great things, and we support them.
Hello, Gareth Elliott on behalf of the Solar Energy Industry Association and the California Energy Storage Alliance, in strong support of both of these nominees. We hope that you'll confirm them. You'll move them forward to the floor to confirm them. They've done a wonderful job in the time they've been here, and we expect to have a good working relationship with them for many years to come.
Is this Governor Brown's fraternity supporting each other?
I hope they'll be here in a few weeks. But
Will Mr. Picker be here in a few weeks?
Hi, Evan Jacobs, California Water Association. We represent the 114 investor-owned water utilities in the state, testifying in support. The PUC has done a great job working with us on our drought response in the last year and a half, and appreciate the work and look forward to working with you more.
Jesus Arredondo on behalf of the Western Power Trading Forum and their over 80 member companies, Power Company of Wyoming, AltaGas, and AM Commodities, in support of both of these commissioners. They've been handed a very tough job, and so far they've done an amazing job at the commission. Tremendous assets to the commission. We urge your support.
Thank you. Next witness.
Arthur Halbenstock with Sustainable Energy Strategy Partners, in strong support of both President Picker and Commissioner Randolph. Less than 10 years ago, California had a great set of legislation and regulation and policies to promote renewable and clean energy. There was no steel on the ground. That was the constant refrain. When now President Picker took responsibility in the governor's office to try to work with a morass of different agencies, none of whom had as a first priority building out that California energy future, no one bet that he was going to be capable of doing it. Now California is a great leader for renewable energy production, for clean energy policy, but also clean energy results. There is no public servant that I have ever worked with in the nearly 30 years that I've been an attorney in the energy and environmental regulatory world that is more dedicated, that has greater integrity, that has greater capability of making change happen. Change is hard, but I know that President Picker, if anybody in California, can help make the Public Utilities Commission achieve the dreams that we all have of it, of making the best of staff. President Picker can do it, and as you've seen, Commissioner Randolph is also
We will
fantastic.
canonize him after this meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Mark Aprea on behalf of ChargePoint to urge the confirmation of both Commissioner Randolph and Commissioner Picker. A bit on a personal note, I've known Michael Picker for 35 years before either of us had a gray hair, and I've known in that time that he's always known his true north and that he's committed to doing the right thing in the right way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bray. Next witness.
Good afternoon, Jamie Miner for Large Scale Solar Association, NextEra Energy, and the Energy Efficiency Council. We, in support of both Chairman Picker and Ms. Randolph, we think that you have what it takes to reach the state's goals on greenhouse gas emission reduction and renewable energy goals. So, thank you.
Thank you. Next witness.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Mark Toney, TURN, the Utility Reform Network. I'm first going to give a quick support with expectations for Commissioner Randolph. We believe Commissioner Randolph has been very thoughtful, listens to all the parties in making her decisions. Three expectations. One, respect the CPUC process of evidence-based decision-making, that when decisions are made after long hearings, evidence, cross-examination, that there's an obligation to carry out those decisions. The second is to resist temptations to attend CFE international trips. And this is the kind of thing where the Poland trip that we've read about, where the deal was cut between the former president of the commission and Edison on songs, was done during one of those 2-week trips, small number of people, 2 weeks. We have no objection to the 2-day policy conferences that CFE holds. We believe there's value in those. I go myself to those. So, but we do think there's a difference between the long international trips. And a third is to exercise CPUC compliance with statutory obligations, that with Commissioner Randolph's background, particularly with the FPPC, to use that experience to lead efforts to bring CPUC into compliance with intervenor compensation and many other statutes. We are going to look forward to working with Commissioner Randolph. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Gladstein.
Margaret Gladstein on behalf of Solar City, in strong support of both of these candidates. We appreciate the work they've already done to bring accountability and transparency back to the CPUC. With regards to Chairman Picker, we appreciate his focus on modernizing the grid to accommodate more renewables, electricity, energy storage, and upgrade the grid overall.
Thank you. Next witness in support.
Mr. Pro Tem, members of the committee, my name is Tom Stars. I'm here on behalf of SunPower Corporation to urge your support for the confirmation of both President Picker and Commissioner Randolph. I think this hearing has clearly conveyed the internal and external challenges that the PUC is facing, and we think both these candidates have the experience and the skills and the temperament to be able to address those issues. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next witness in support.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Charles Watson on behalf of CalSTART in support of both individuals, and specifically in regards to Mr. Picker. He's a thoughtful and careful policymaker who knows how to harness the creativity of the marketplace and work in the name of the public. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Majority Leader.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Pro Tem, Alberto Tarico on behalf of Sunrun in support of both nominations. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. White.
Mr. Chair, members, John White, representing the Center for Energy Efficiency, Renewable Technologies, and the Natural Resource Defense Council, here in support of both Commissioner Randolph and President Picker. We think the hearing today, and thank you for the time that you've taken to ask all these questions, and the answers that you got, I think, illustrate the progress that's been made. I've worked and known Michael for a long time. I think my favorite time working with him was walking precincts for Joe Cerna, and it's the first time I'd ever felt walking precincts mattered because of how good a job Michael did at organizing and making everybody feel part of it. I also worked with him closely on the effort to site and permit and interconnect thousands of megawatts of wind and solar projects with a minimum of environmental controversy and agreement. His ability to bring people together, to motivate and listen to staff, as well as change cultures, has been demonstrated in that process and the results that we've had. I think this is even a greater challenge, but I think he's up to it, and I thank the committee for working with the PUC and the legislature to make the restore public confidence.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. White. Next witness in support.
Hi, I'm Amisha Patel, and I'm here on behalf of Advanced Energy Economy. I'm here to support both President Picker and Commissioner Randolph, and we look forward to hopefully continued leadership on behalf of all of our business members. Thank you.